Right, we've just had Little Fish Productions produce a play for our young people. Firstly, what is Little Fish Productions?
So Little Fish is a company that sort of does quite a few little things. Not little, but it does quite a few things. They do a lot of shows and tours for young people, whether that's in mainstream schools or schools with children with learning needs, or yachts, so young offenders or people referral units, stuff like that. They do a lot of theatre shows with workshops, but they also have separate projects as well. But their main focus is challenging sort of issue-based theatre or particular issue themed projects for young people. So they basically work for young people.
And who decides about the theme and creates the scripts and stuff? Is it you guys together, or is there one person and then...
So our bosses,
Yes.
really.
Yeah.
So we have two directors called Alex and Suha, and they create all the ideas behind. So Suha wrote the script for Capture, but then we come in and we kind of work together to devise this piece together. So we kind of take the bad bits of the script away and change it. Not the bad bits, I didn't say that. Hopefully she won't see this.
Yeah.
But we change it to make it work towards, so the main themes are coming out.
And just briefly, what was the theme of Capture of today's show?
The theme of Capture very much was surrounded by the idea of social media and addictions, and it very much highlighted the different characters that you would have come out of people who had relations with social media. So one who was a catfish of social media, or one who was an addict to be like celebrities. So I think each person was a different reflection of what can happen as a result of overuse of social media, I think.
Sort of like an exploration of social media, the good and the bad.
Yeah.
Okay. And personally, how did you guys get involved? What's your background and how did you get involved with Little Fish?
Go round.
You ever go round?
Yeah. So this is my first show with Little Fish.
Yay.
Yes. But I've been an actor for about 3 years now, and worked with other companies. But I've never done something as issue-based for young people as with Little Fish.
And do you enjoy it? Is it much better than like doing a normal play? Or
It's incredibly rewarding, and the feedback we get and the workshop we do and the way that we can interact with the young people directly after doing the show means that we get to solidify and talk about the points that were in the play, and I think really help not only develop the play, but also develop the message that we give out to the young people.
Yes, so this is also my first show for Little Fish. I've been an actor for about 2 years now after I graduated from university. I've done a lot of these kind of plays as theatre and education, so I've worked for several different companies now. But yeah, I love this kind of job, because you go into schools, whereas a lot of the kids nowadays, especially with the arts being cut, they don't get to go in to see theatre as much as they should do. So it's quite nice taking it into their space and converting this into, and taking this hall and turning it into our kind of play area.
You tell teenagers nowadays about Shakespeare, they think whatever, but at least you guys are issue-based and to the needs of what's going on in life.
Exactly. And so yeah, it's so, as Jimmy said, it's so rewarding, and it's so much fun to kind of bring this in and let the kids watch this play, and for an hour kind of transform it into something.
Lovely.
So I've been acting for about 5 years. I just graduated drama school last year.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So this is my first tour since graduating, but all the work that I did prior drama school, in drama school and afterwards has always been theatre and education, working with special educational needs schools, because I just feel like there's a real reward you get from really going through a development with an audience, or doing a workshop with them afterwards, and just kind of giving people more credit than they usually get, because when you go in and just kind of what Toby said, just working with the students and really kind of bringing a world to them is a feeling I feel like you can't get just being on stage or just doing it for the fun of doing it. There's a real drive behind it. And with Capture, luckily enough, I was on Spotlight, which is the actors casting thing, and I came across it and went to the audition day, and luckily enough they liked me, and here I am, and I wouldn't change a thing. I love it.
So this is my third show with Little Fish, I think. So I started working with them about 2-ish years ago. So I came out of university and then my first ever acting job. And I really got along with them and I really enjoyed the work. So I've kind of been working with them on and off on different projects. So I've worked with them on their touring projects. I've also worked on like their summer school projects, which is about bringing the arts to young people who are transitioning from primary school into secondary school and stuff like that. I love Little Fish and I think I'll work with them forever. I think there's something, I've done sort of lots of other things, but there's something about working with young people, and there are a lot of people and there are a lot of areas that don't have the luxury of going to the theatre, going to London and seeing a show that will cost 40 quid to get a bad ticket for. Like, that's not accessible. And something like this, especially because Little Fish don't charge the schools, it's all sort of funded. They get this funding so they can provide this experience for young people. It means that young people get to experience theatre in a way that they might not necessarily, because it's not in their world. And I think what I love about Little Fish is that they're not just picking an issue that they want to talk about. They're picking issues that directly reflect the young people that we're talking to. And it's not about going into schools or places like this or whatever and teaching. It's about opening a conversation. So like the plays that I've done with them have been about consent. We've looked at young carers. We've looked at hate crimes and racism and homophobia and this. And I think the amount of feedback that we get when young people are like, oh yeah, because that's happening in my life. And that's a really incredible thing, because even if they did have the opportunity to go into London and see these great shows, I think we target a specific audience that don't often see themselves represented on the stage or the screen. And I love that Little Fish do that.
And then how does it work? Are you guys under contract with Little Fish, or are you free agents and you get emails and think, right, I'll go for an audition, I like the sound of that play? Or do they ring you up and say, right, this is our idea for the next one, we want you guys to go along and do it?
The nice thing about this one is that it's Monday to Friday, and we're in London, so we do, if we do fit it into our spare time that we have, we can do work outside of the hours of Little Fish. And I just feel like they're such a flexible company, and they're a company that really does want you to work and grow. So I feel like they nurture you through that outside of the bounds of the tour.
And it's a contract that we sign for a particular space of time. So for these 3 months or whatever. But
So you're not under contract for like 6 more plays?
No.
Like you capture and then something else?
Not currently, but if you'd like to make the suggestion.
But they are a company that really believes in nurturing and developing people. They invest in people, which I think is why they've kept me around for so long, that I'll keep coming back and exploring different things. And
Hopefully she'll learn eventually.
She might get it right one
practice,
day.
innit?
Might get it right one day.
Yeah, so there are opportunities to go and do other things, but it's nice to have that set as well.
And finally, if any schools want to contact Little Fish, how do they go about booking you guys?
Well, I think they usually they can contact Suha, or there is a Little Fish website. A lot of the time, Suha sends emails out to different schools and different places or Prus or whatever it is. But there is a Little Fish website, which I assume is just it might be on the flyers we have. Let me guess, like a littlefish.co.uk.
I
Is
didn't
it
go
on
anywhere.
there?
It comes to practice advert.
If you want to contact Little Fish, you can contact them at info@littlefish.co.uk.
We'll leave a flyer with you just in case.
Yeah, just in case. There we
As
are.
you can tell, we've rehearsed this advert.
Very good, look at that.
Little Fish coming to a school near you.
Right, thank you very much for your time, and it was
Thank
a
you for
lovely
having us.
production. So
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much
Thanks,
for having
very
us.
much.
Thank you.
Cheers.